Hello, beautiful goddess.
Hi, love your background.
Thank you.
I was wondering if I should put that up for my background, but we might as well not be redundant.
I don't know if I'm going to actually be on screen when we edit the video. I'm not exactly sure how my tech people are going to put it together, but um,
Oh,
I
oh,
wanted I wanted to have your ability to be looking at it while you're thinking about it, for sure. Um,
yeah, yeah. Well, I was just looking at it up close and personal.
nice. So, how are you?
I'm good. Actually, I left some stuff in process. The ceiling went up in our dining room this morning, and now we've had some problems with the floor, nothing to do with the water situation, but the floor being kind of dipping on one side of the room. So now they're down in the basement looking at the joists, and they pulled up the carpet. That's fine. We're getting a new carpet. So anyway, and they were just theorizing over what the solution would be to get the room flat again. And I said, well, I gotta go.
Well, thank you for doing this today. I won't keep you long. I'm just asking two questions. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So the first question I'm asking everybody is, what was it or what is it about my art that compelled you to commission me to do a signature frequency portal for you?
The things that I saw of your work were intriguing, and then I saw your process. And I was so glad that you shared your process because it made everything come alive. And I really wanted then to have my signature in one of those pieces.
Mhm.
And while you were going through the process of developing it, you would share along the way, and each time was even more exciting and more intriguing than the last step that I got to see. So when the painting finally came and I opened it up, it really blew me away to actually see it in person and the feeling that I got from it. There was an overall feeling of connectedness. But in addition to that, each individual piece, the techniques that you use, the colors, the way things integrated, each of those aspects brought something else to me, another feeling, and just kept layering on.
Mhm.
And every time I see the piece, that's what I experience. So it's like it's new every time I see it. That's been my experience of working with it.
Well, so you just answered my second question as well. So after you got it, what have you experienced? And did
What,
it
what,
change?
what I've experienced is kind of, it's somewhat akin to being forehead to forehead with someone and looking straight into their eyes, no filters, no interference at all, and just this feeling of uh, certainly of bliss and peace, but also this excitement, electricity, the power of it, and the potentials that it represents come alive when I see it. And that is extraordinary. I never thought that would be part of the experience of having this piece.
Wow, that's awesome. That just makes my heart just smiles so big. That experience that you're saying, forehead to forehead, third eye to third eye, is like that's you looking into you. That's your soul's signature frequency energy relating to the person that you are, reflecting to yourself everything that you are that we can't perceive with just our five senses. That that really excites me that that's your experience. So thank you
Well,
for
it's a
sharing that.
feeling of being in motion too.
Mhm.
It's not a static feeling in any way. It's a feeling of being drawn in with extreme excitement and anticipation of what it is, and the, you know, the idea of thank you, bring me more. What else is to be discovered here? So it's fresh every time.
That's so beautiful. And the word you use, the potential. What else is the reflection in the mirror saying, what else is available in me for me? You're articulating it so beautifully for the experience that I had when it all came together, that that's what I was going to do. That's what I was going to tap into people so they could have an experience that I didn't know how they were going to articulate it, but I could feel it. And so thank you for being willing to put that on.
Yeah, I didn't know how I was going to articulate it either, because I thought I don't articulate it. I just sit in the experience. And then just preparing to talk about it, I was looking at it again and really up close, you know, within like maybe 4 inches. And then I'm just shocked at the layer after layer of things that are interwoven, that are on the surface, and then they dive underneath, and then and each one, like there's some copper metallic paint that was used, and just a hairline thin piece of it, and all of a sudden I was drawn into that, just that one tiny element out of all of what's in that painting. I thank you so much for all the inspiration that came through, all the skill, all the spirit that is in it. It's extraordinary.
Well, thank you. Thank you for trusting me. You were one of the early ones, and it was a joy. And what I feel when I get to tap into somebody's field to get their signature frequency is all of that that is you. And then I get to attempt to put it on canvas. I feel so humbled and honored. So
Oh,
thank
it's
you.
remarkable. After I look at it, I feel remarkable
Yay. Yay.
in a way that I didn't before. It is. It's really an experience.
Well, thank you for saying all of that. I really appreciate it, and I'm elated that you get to continue to dance with it and have whatever it's going to bring to you forever and ever.
Yeah, yeah. It keeps morphing. It has its own energy. It's like my Andara stones, right? They morph, they change color, they change characteristics, and
Mhm.
it's what comes forward and what recedes. I just love the layers of it. Love all the, I mean, I know that you spent quite a lot of time on it, but um, the inspiration that was part of everything that you did, you know, each shape, each pattern, each uh, dribble of paint, each imprint, you know, they all have their own energy, and together, each time it's a different feeling.
Mhm. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Part of the fun for me is when I see it in my mind's eye, then having to find the mechanism or the tool or the way to actually get that dribble on the on the canvas. It's so fun.
I know. I mean, just look at it. I mean, if you look at yourself with your background that you have at the moment, and each little element uh, is exquisite.
And yours has such a puffiness that comes from the black. It just like it was very unique,
Yeah.
as they all are.
And what
But
did that feel like to you? I mean, the puffiness, what what did that what did that mean about the energy?
it, I don't know if I can say what it meant, but it was just so present in my mind's eye. It was it was like this spongy vibration that had its own feel to it. The best I could say, it was like clouds, but they're not white, they're black. And in that was so much information. That's all like, and it's not like the information was for me. The information is in your energy field and it's going to activate and reflect something of yourself that is ready to come into your conscious awareness. And I could feel all that. And I'm like, I get to paint that? Like,
Ah.
do I have that?
Well, and when you say about the black, it's like it's the void
Mm,
which contains everything.
right?
And so, what unique version of everything
Mhm,
is in this drop of
mhm,
the ocean?
right? Eternally. And
Totally
it's
love it.
always been and always will be. That's what's so crazy, amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and I noticed now I'm switching a little bit, but I noticed what you did for Aaron. So completely different than anything you've developed so far, at least that you've shared. And how did that, I mean, that blew me away too.
Yeah, that's it's fascinating because I interviewed him first this morning, and I was telling him, so every piece of art that I've created since I was just had the idea, can I paint energy during COVID? I have felt this innate sense of responsibility. That's the best I can say it, to allow what I'm sensing and then find it within myself to manifest it, to paint it, even though I don't know how. And then when it became clear that, oh, these portals are the pathway. Oh, I'm going to be using portals as a representation. Oh, I'm going to be channeling people's signature frequency. So for him, so then when I started meditating with a person's permission to tap into the field to bring that forward, they were presenting a very particular way. I was saying this to Aaron. They would manifest in my mind's eye as I sit and meditate, and they would almost paint themselves on an imaginary canvas. That's how they were coming forward. And when they would finish presenting, very two-dimensional, but with all the depth that you see on the canvas, this calm would come over me, and I would, oh, it's complete. There it is. And it's like metaphorically, I close my eyes and take a snapshot, and now I have that memory imprinted. Then I go to the studio and I could pull the memory and I could paint it. But it was all very two-dimensional even in the process of revelation. For his, it came through differently. These orbs of light showed up. I'm like, are we on the same page? Am I connecting to the right channel for this? And then the orbs opened, and then they started a three-dimensional um dance. And when they finished, they were a three-dimensional hologram that came standing still. And I was like, am I supposed to paint that? But the same feeling came over me. There it is. And then I had this different experience in my body. So I closed my eyes and took the snapshot. And then I painted with the attempt, like okay, I have this responsibility to attempt to paint the gyrating, twirling, and on a two-dimensional canvas. And his was the first that didn't have white space around it. It went all the way to the edges.
Yeah.
So that was a very different experience, and it was a turning point. I don't know where it's taking me, but I've had one more that I've painted after that, and the same process. It was one orb of light showed up for Aaron's multiple, one orb of light. It was a pink ball, and then it opened, and then it became this three-dimensional holographic dance. And when it was done, it came to a three-dimensional pause. I took that snapshot in my mind's eye, and then I attempted to paint that. Um, I'll show you. Want me to show you?
I absolutely want to see it.
The coloration on this one, um, let me see. How do I do this? I don't know if I can,
This is so neat how you're putting your background on now.
yeah, I don't know if I can be in here with you and change it
Oh, change your background to that?
at the same time
Yeah, all you do is go to your video icon in the up caret and choose my virtual background.
oh yeah, you can do it while you're doing this. Perfect.
And then you can go select that. Oh my God.
So that
Oh
was
my
his,
God.
and he just got it this week, and literally he wept when I delivered it. But all of these white,
Yeah.
see how it's not a perfect circle. These were crystals. They were gyrating crystals. This one was going one
Oh,
direction and this one was going the other. And you can't see in here, but there's
like the rings of crystals were moving opposite each other.
as were all the other every single ring that you can see was moving multiple directions. And I was like, holy
Oh,
moly. And there was all these bolts of light going everywhere, but it was all
oh,
three-dimensional. It was moving. I was like, I'm supposed to paint that? How am I?
oh,
But he could feel it, and I had to go find different kind of paint to like paint this white has this film. It's called dragonfly paint, and it's clear like a dragonfly. And I interviewed him this morning, and he said, "Oh my gosh," he said, as the light comes through all the windows, he was going to put it in his bedroom, but when he saw it, he put it in his living room. He took a piece of art and it fit perfectly with everything else he had. And there's windows in different places, mostly from the sides. And as the light hits it, he's like, it comes alive in a different way. It's like the crystals are dancing. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so exciting to hear because
oh,
it's coming through. And whatever's happening now that they're coming through in these holographics, I feel responsible. I've got something's in me that I'm going to paint it the best I can to capture it, but I got to trust it and let it come forward. It's crazy. Um,
oh,
and
wow.
and
And
I feel different every time I have this experience. I feel like I'm painting the reflection of your soul energy that's going to reflect to you on a deeper level your understanding of your multidimensional self in this lifetime that's purchasing the painting. But every time I paint it, I feel like I'm reflecting back to me a fractal of source that it's you that's opening. It's crazy. I'm like, what is going on?
uh,
Um, it's so joyful. Yeah, I just can't wait. Margaret's supposed to be the next one. We'll see what happens with her. I talked to a canvas maker and he said that is not a good idea. Trying to put it together she gave me the dimensions and the amount of wood to bring it in front of the TV would be way too heavy for a 70-year-old woman to get
right.
up and
She's
down.
gonna
So
lose hold of it. It's gonna fall down.
yeah.
Yeah.
So she did say even before I talked to them, I said I'll talk to them, but then you'll have to talk to somebody on your end if we pull it apart. And but before I even did that, she said, and if that doesn't work, I'm happy to she wants a 36 by 36, so the size up from you, which I said will be real, that's really going to capture your essence. And she showed me the wall and she's going to replace her current 40 by 40 piece that's over her altar. I'm like, oh yeah, let's do
Oh,
that. Let's do that.
perfect.
So,
Wow. Oh,
but I'm excited because she'll be the third one that I'll paint after they've started to show up as these orbs.
yeah, yeah. Maybe they're telling you you have to become a sculptor.
I don't know. I don't know. It's funny. I'll just say this to you. Um, Diane was the first, but her where I was in offering it, I was just starting, but so hers is the most like the portals that I've done in the past, right? So every single one has evolved as part of my process in saying yes to this. Um, so I have no idea where it's going to go, but they're
Yeah.
starting to get very different.
Yeah. So does that mean that a person should get a portal every now and then?
Well, you know, my thought to myself is, what if somebody, how would, well, first of all, I have to be willing to perceive, and that is expanding. And then every time I paint something, like any artist, any practice, your skill gets better, right? So I'm like, well, what would Liz's look like if I painted it in a year? What would
Yeah.
Anne's look like if I painted it now? Right? Like
Yeah.
what would it look like? I don't how would it present different? I don't know. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. And I think sometimes I think about, well, I've got collections of different things that I've been drawn to over the years. And sometimes I think about, okay, sometime the music's going to stop.
Mm,
Where where will this stuff go? There's
mm,
almost nothing that I care about where it goes, but I do care about some of these things. Like I don't, it would be sacrilegious to have the wrong kind of person or just throw it in the trash. Who
right?
wants this?
Well, I think with that realization, there's going to be there you're going to know who to give it to, or where you or request a steward over it. I I
Yeah,
can sense that too. I'm like, these are going to carry effect, positive effect on the planet during ascension long after we're all gone. Like,
yeah,
where are they going? I don't know, but we're
yeah,
they're there's a contribution that's going to be made to the onlooker long after me as the painter are gone and you as the commissioner is gone. I know that. I know
yeah,
that.
yeah,
They're carrying light codes of activation for those to come, for those that see it while we're alive and interact with it, and for those that come after us. But they're every time the experience that you're sharing with me is continuing to expand your reverberating effect in your own ascension process to support those who are in your life now and to come. It's, I don't know how it all works, but I can see it. I can sense it.
yeah, yeah. I sense it too, and um I'm just eager. I know that, I don't want to explode with high frequencies because I wasn't ready for it yet, but I just want to move fast.
Well,
And
we are moving pretty quick, and we're all these little pieces are contributing to our expanding bandwidth to hold whatever we're capable of holding. And our soul knows it came for this time, so it's given us everything we need. I know that. Like in this year of Quantum Leap, my awareness of all of that is just expanding. I can't put words to it, but my knowing is moving with awareness.
yeah, yeah. And you are a beacon. You are a beacon of light for those of us who are working with you to see what's possible here. This is just another person, just like me, who's having these kinds of experiences.
Right? And that's what I want. That's all I've ever wanted in my coaching practice. Hey, I'm just 10 steps ahead of you. Keep walking. Who knows what's next for all of us.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just loving it.
Me too. Well, thank you. I'm going to send Diane her link right now. I'm going to interview her at 12:30, and then I'll be done for the day. And I have one more tomorrow, and then I'm going to work with my team to put this together.
Well, I hope it's just phenomenal, and I hope that it speaks to so many people who see it.
Thank you.
How wonderful an opportunity it would be to
Well, I
have
appreciate
you
it.
do this for them.
Well, thank you for being a part of it all along.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
just
love you, beautiful goddess.
love you too. Take care. Shine
Chaos.
on.
I'll see you on Magical Monday.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.